every time people would ask me what is the source of American power and American greatness, I would have only one answer, and that is American universities. I've lived all my life in America in universities, few years as students and over 20 years as a professor. It is the freedom to think, the freedom to ask fundamental questions, whether they are about religion, whether they are about society, whether they are about politics, or whether they are about paradigms in science. It is this freedom to ask questions and pursue research in pursuit of answers which will basically overturn conventional wisdom or long established truths. It is that freedom that makes American universities great and makes America the most powerful country in the world. Welcome to Conversations. I'm Muqtedar Khan, your host, and today I want to talk about Harvard University. A lot of respect, salute to Harvard. Harvard has rejected all the demands made by the Donald Trump's administration, which would have basically gutted the freedom of thought and academic freedom at Harvard University. And they have already paid the price. The Department of Education has basically frozen about $2.2 billion in academic research for Harvard, and that is going to have a devastating impact, surely, on many science-related projects that are conducted. Harvard is known for its research in medical sciences. What is ironic about this is that while the Donald Trump's administration is upset about things that happen in humanities and social sciences, they are punishing the STEM sciences, where most people are not as political, at least the things that the Trump administration doesn't like, which is criticism of Israel, writing histories which illustrate global injustices, etc. And so the excuse, or I don't know whether it's excuse or the Donald Trump's administration is essentially becoming an Israel first administration. Their reason for this assault on universities is that these universities have failed to protect Jewish students uh, from, I guess, they were being harassed by students who were critical of Israel and those who were critical of the war in Gaza. So basically, this idea, I mean, the thing that bothered probably the elite in the United States, both Democratic as well as the Republican elite, is that the pro-Israel foreign policy of the United States is being challenged by American elite universities and students who in the future will constitute America's elite. So this fear that the public opinion is shifting away from support for Israel is, I think, one of the dominant reasons why the Trump administration would rather destroy Harvard and Colombia than allowed support for Israel to diminish in this country. But there are other reasons why right-wing governments will also oppose universities, because they have cultural agendas which are not very progressive, but they find that increasingly college-educated students, as well as faculty, as well as professionals who come out of universities, are more likely to vote center-left and progressive rather than center-right. And so they feel that one of the shall we say encampments of progressive thought is universities, such as media also, and so they are out to destroy all these centers of progressive power. So I'm very happy. I think that my wife and I spent 10 years of our savings, we gave it to Harvard because our son went to Harvard. And today I have absolutely zero regret that so much of our savings went to Harvard. I think it was worth it. I'm really very proud of Harvard University, just as I'm embarrassed by Columbia University. Thank God I have no connection to Columbia University except speaking there a few times. Columbia University completely surrendered to the demands by the Trump administration. The demands that the Trump administration is making of these universities is that they are asking the universities to cede control to the federal government on recruitment of faculty, recruitment of students, of admissions of programs, allow government approved organizations to essentially review and control what is taught and by whom in every classroom. I mean, this is the core. of academic freedom which the Trump administration is targeting. And if that were to happen, then I can guarantee you that American universities will become absolutely useless. Uh, I've been in this country for more than 32 years. I'm a very proud American. Often my international students accuse me of being an American nationalist. And let me tell you that if every time people would ask me what is the source of American power and American greatness, I would have only one answer, and that is American universities. I've lived all my life in America in universities, a few years as students and over 20 years as a professor. It is the freedom to think, the freedom to ask fundamental questions, whether they are about religion, whether they are about society, whether they are about politics, or whether they are about paradigms in science. It is this freedom to ask questions and pursue research in pursuit of answers which will basically overturn conventional wisdom or long established truths. It is that freedom that makes American universities great and makes America the most powerful country in the world. Already, we are falling behind China on many STEM-related research projects. If the secret weapon of the United States power is American universities and their research programs, if those research programs are gutted, then I can guarantee you that in less than 3 to 5 years, China will be the world's scientific superpower, and America will witness a profound decline in its competitive advantage. Professors who are afraid to think are not going to be innovative, creative, and transformative. Remember that. Professors who are afraid to think, who are afraid to speak, who are afraid to write, cannot be creative, innovative, or transformative. And that is what is going to happen to American universities. Already, already I have witnessed professors hesitant to engage. People are afraid to even issue a statement. Departments are afraid to issue statements in the interest of academic freedom because they are afraid that their deans will not like it, their presidents will not like it. One of the reasons why the American university was so successful as a research institution was because of federal funding. And there's no doubt over decades the American government has done a tremendous job of funding research in every aspect, uh, in in social sciences, in humanities, in STEM sciences, etc. Most of the major scientific discoveries that have happened in the 21st and the 20th century have happened in American universities. And if we are going to start curtailing that, then that is the beginning of the end of American universities. What is more worrisome than what the Trump administration is doing? If Trump administration successfully targets big universities like Columbia, which is just simply surrendered, and Harvard, and if Harvard had given in, I can tell you the rest of the universities all across the country would follow suit voluntarily. So they would self-police their thought processes, and this is amazing to me. It's just astonishing that this is happening to American universities. So salute to Harvard for standing up. I don't know how long they can. The original threat was that $9 billion of research would be deducted. So far, only $2.2 billion have been frozen and withheld. I'm not very sure for how long American judiciary will remain independent. And if they go to courts, will the courts force the federal government to give money? I'm not very sure. But I mean, there are technicalities of law that will have to play out in courts. That is, if Harvard chooses to go to the courts. But we'll see what happens. So at least for the moment, we can see that universities are beginning to stand up for what really matters. That is freedom of thought, freedom of expression, and most importantly, academic freedom, which makes American universities great, which in turn makes America great. Thank you for watching Conversations, and please subscribe to the channel, like this video, and don't forget to share this video with your socio-political network. Until next time, I'm your host, Muqtedar Khan. Take care.